Hi, I'm Lewis and welcome to my 5th devlog for my tower defense game, Project Torrim. Last week I managed to finish off the MVP stage, and this week I'm moving on to the MMP stage, also known as the minimum marketable product. The first feature that I want to work on for MMP is mobile support. This is something I've got little experience in, so I'm going to spend today researching mobile input with monogame. Okay, I found some pretty interesting articles and posts about mobile input with monogame. There appears to be two main ways that monogame handles mobile input. The first is using a touch panel which will register all touches on a screen, and the second is with gestures, which allows for actions such as double tap and long press. I think I'm going to look at implementing mobile input with gestures, so that's what I'll be working on tomorrow. If you're interested in developing your own monogame mobile app, then I'll provide links in the video description to the articles and tutorials that I found today. This morning I'm continuing with my mobile input task. I'm going to be looking at how my game engine handles input and create a plan for adding mobile gestures to that model. Okay, I've made a little graph here. So this is the basics of my input handling. In the update call that monogame has, the input is all collected. Then when we loop through all of the objects in the game, their input functions are called based on which input is valid. I think I'll be able to do this with gestures by collecting all of the gestures and then getting the input events to understand a gesture type. So let's get into that. I've made some changes. Let's see if the Windows version still works. That's good, I haven't broken it. Now let's see if it works in Android. Well, the emulator loaded, but closed pretty quickly. Perhaps it's something to do with these warnings the project's got? Okay, I might have to turn on more detailed diagnostics of the build, because even though I cleared out the warnings, I'm still having some issues. Oh, that hasn't pointed me in any obvious direction. You know what, I'm going to go back to when I knew this worked, which was when I first created the Android project in the solution, just before I started making devlogs. No, this still fails to work, which indicates to me something other than my code is an issue here, because I know these previous commits were working. So I suspect something is wrong with the emulator, but unfortunately I ran out of time for today. I'm going to have to find out what's wrong with this tomorrow, which is a shame because I was just keen to start testing my input code that I've written. It's Wednesday and I'm continuing on my mobile input task. Yesterday I struggled to get the Android emulator to work, so today the plan is to create a blank Android project and see if that works. The blank Android project hasn't worked. Perhaps it's the virtual Android device. I'll create a new one and see if that works. Nope, not quite. Oh my gosh, look at this thing. But no, the device stopped. I've still got no progress. like it was gonna work, but all of a sudden this happened. Every time it looks like it's going to work, it crashes. I've actually just run out of time for today. I was hoping to get an Android build working, but it seems pretty clear to me I cannot get the Android emulator to work on my machine. So this may take a little longer than I'd hoped. Not getting the Android build working is really starting to get to me. So this evening I'm going to remove and reinstall everything needed to get Android development working. Alright, that's Xamarin removed. Time to reinstall. Alrighty then, it took some time to install, but it's now done. Let's see what happens with a fresh Android project. Alright, this is a real pain. I just can't wrap my head around this today. I'm going to spend the rest of the night playing some games with friends. This morning I'm continuing to investigate the problems I'm having with the Android emulator. I've seen quite a few posts talking about the Android device manager, many in Android Studio, so I'm curious if that program will allow me to emulate an Android device. So I've downloaded Android Studio and set up a template project. Looking at the existing devices in the manager here, there are some warnings, so I'm going to see if clearing up those will help. Ooh, that's promising. Just when you think it might be working, you get a blue screen of death. Alright, googling for issues with virtual Android devices, it seems like you can edit performance you get out of a device, but only if you don't have the Play Store on the device. This seems really weird to me, but at this point I'm willing to give it a try. Damn, look at this thing. Look at this guy. Well, this is a fun error I encountered starting Android Studio. Oh, but I can reopen it anyway. Oh, okay, here we go. Look at this. There's a report on the Visual Studio Developer Forum that suspiciously sounds like the exact same problem I've been having. And this was reported just 8 hours ago. When starting an Android emulator, it will close down after a short period. However, the button in the device manager is still labelled stop, indicating it still thinks it's running. When running the emulator again, it causes Windows to crash to a blue screen. This post seems to suggest that this began occurring after a Windows update on the 8th of May, which was a week ago. The response, which was posted just an hour ago, is requested for more information. Unfortunately, I think this means I cannot progress on my mobile task list, which absolutely sucks because I don't think there's anything else I can do. I'm just going to have to start keeping tabs on this post if it progresses or not. Oh no, this is worse than I thought. I have a number of corrupted screen recordings because of the blue screen crashes I've received. I just hope I can salvage some kind of video out of this week. The last few days were quite a downer really. I've struggled to set up a mobile build and I've had the emulator crash on me I don't know how many times. I don't even know if I'll have a devlog at this point, but there is a glimmer of hope. I had a natter with the Android chap from my office today, and he said he rarely uses an emulator. Instead, he favours using a physical device. Now this is something I probably should have thought about sooner because I have a Kindle, which I could use. I also have a Samsung phone which I've been using to record these videos. So this is my last ditch attempt to get mobile input working. I'm going to see if I can get the Android Studio project working on my Kindle. There we go. Player hasn't seen this app before. Do I want to send this for a security scan? Nope, don't send. That's it. A default activity application from Android Studio is on here. Let's see if we can get my monogame game on here. Oh, look at this. The screen is a little big with the game sitting at the top left, but look, the game is running. I wonder, I highly doubt, but I wonder if they tap. No, obviously it's not working. I'll have to do some debugging, but hey, it's actually on a device. Ugh, that's quite bad. Okay, this can get quite laggy. Although that being said, if it's left on a Windows version for quite a while, it will also get quite laggy. But I'm hyped to see this on a device, especially after struggling with setting this emulator up all week. I'm definitely going to have to find a screen recorder for this. Soon I'll be able to get into properly debugging this and getting the gameplay working smoothly. It's Friday, the last day in my development week. Yesterday I finally got the game on Android, and today I'm going to start debugging my input code from Tuesday. Hopefully the screen recording works. Let's see if I can tap. Oh, look, the menu popped up. This means something is working, but it's not very consistent when I tap my finger. I think I need to investigate this more next week. This week's progress feels like both a waste, but also a success. It's a waste because of how long it took to get the Android emulator to run, when it appears that it just won't run. But a success because I got it working on my Kindle, and I'm properly able to debug. I can really get into what the mobile app needs and get the game working properly, which, when I do, will be huge. Thanks for watching this devlog. I'm having a blast recording my progress on Project Torrim, even when things don't go to plan. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, and if you want to keep up to date with the progress on Project Torrim, then subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and goodbye.